Alright, I'm making this video because I haven't posted in a while, but I want to give some context to what has been going on. Okay, so originally this was supposed to be a car channel. Like, it always was supposed to be because I always had a plan to, start up something to do with cars. So I'm gonna give some context. I'm 16 right now, and ever since I was like 12, 13 ish, I've always wanted an E30. Like, I remember one day I was volunteering somewhere, scrolling through TikTok, and I saw an E30 with like the M3 Garagistic body kit, white. It had like, bro, I'm sure everyone's seen this video, but it has like 8 million views. White E30, and it was sitting there, sunset, and I was like, oh my god, what car is this? So I just did the whole day. I just researched, and I figured out what an E30 was, but it was so old. And I was like, no way my parents are ever gonna let me get this car. So I kind of just like I just fell out of it, right? And I got my dad's old Jeep. So I was driving that for 2 years, or I've been driving that for 2 years. And, it was time for me to look at a car. So, me being me, I was kind of just scrolling, and over time, I discovered like an E46, and obviously, what's there not to love about that car? Beautiful car. And I looked, first E46 I ever looked at. I'll put a picture of maybe a video, but we looked at it. It looked so good, perfect car, right? Guy had it listed for 18. Some part of me still wishes we had it to this day, but of course, my parents lowballed him at 15K, which, I think it was 18. It's not that much of a lowball, but he had a lot in it, dude. Oh, Vanos. He had the Vanos rebuild. The Bayesian rebuild. He had that rebuilt, but it was just a very nice car. First time ever being in, like, a nice BMW. So, took us on a test drive. Loved the car. We sent him 15. He was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. So we said, okay, expecting like maybe he was going to come back and say something. And he ended up selling it a little while, so we looked for a different car. Ended up seeing E46 M3 listed with an Emola Rot interior, Emola Rot outside. The car last time had an Emola Rot. That was my favorite color. Well, obviously I want a Laguna Seca blue one, but, I'm not spending 40K on an E46 M3 when I can get an Emola Rot one, which is also very nice. So went to look at the Emola on Emola, and I fucking fell in love with this car. I'm going to put a video and a picture of it, but we got it PPI'd. Luckily, they put it up. It was horrible. The physical floorboard was bondoed together and spray painted red. The subframe was cracked and completely disconnected, and I was crushed because I really, really, really wanted this car so bad, and we would have gotten it for a pretty good price. And it being Emola Rot on Emola Rot, it's a very nice color, so obviously a lot of people want it. That turned into a whole thing. I was crushed. I was in the dumps. I was like, there's no way I'm ever gonna find a car. Buying a car sucks. It takes so long. So it was probably 3 months of just going back and forth, and then my mom was like, you know what, let's go with the safe option. Let's get you a new car. Let's get an F80. I said, okay. Obviously, why wouldn't I take an F80? So I said, okay. We started looking at one. We found one in, I believe, Orlando, so it was around 1 to 2 hours away. And the people had it listed. My mom goes, okay, when can we come look at it? They go, you can't look at it right now. It has a giant dent in the back, so we're getting it fixed at a paint shop. So we're like, oh, okay. We keep calling them every day. They're just not responding to us. They go, the paint shop is holding our car right now. We can't let you look at it. We don't know what's going on, but we're going to go Friday and get the car. So apparently they ended up going to the shop, taking the car from the shop, bringing it back, and then figuring it out there. So we go, okay, can we see the car now? Like, you guys have the car, can we see it? No. There was something wrong with it. I think they said it was the spark plugs. So we give it a week, call back, nothing. Give it a week, call back, nothing. Keep calling. Eventually they call us and tell us, like, oh, we're just waiting on parts. So we go, okay. They go, okay, all right, we fixed it, but there's an issue. The transmission. At the time, I wasn't well versed in F80s, But I mean, a transmission, that's not good, right? So we're kind of just sitting here, and I was on the verge of just calling these people and being like, we're not interested anymore. So one day in study hall during class, I wasn't doing anything, and I decided I'm gonna look at cars. I looked at an E92, um, an E92 M3 in a Melbourne red. Um, I think it was an E90 actually. No carbon roof, but in Miami, which is not that far from me. Obviously, I'm not gonna say my location, but um, beautiful car, beautiful paint. I just love the red. I fall in love with it. But they were asking 40,000. I was not ready to spend $4,000 on a car. They didn't know if the rod bearings were done, if the throttle actuators were done, because it was a dealership. So I asked my mom, I was like, "Can we go look at it?" And she was like, "I don't know about that. Like, let's wait for the dealership to respond." He calls me that day in the study hall while I'm looking at cars and goes, "It should be done by tomorrow. I'm giving you 100%. Like it's gonna be done by tomorrow." I go, "So you're telling me no matter what, this car is gonna be done?" He says yes. I go, "Okay. Wait till tomorrow." What a surprise! The car's not done. Wait another 2 weeks. I'm calling them randomly one day after I was gonna buy an E30 on my own, just to like fix up. I'll put a picture actually. I think I have a picture of the floorboard completely rusted out. I offered him like $500. This guy goes, "No, that's nothing near what I want. I want 1,500. It is still for sale." This was like 3 or 4 months ago. He's not gonna sell the car for 1,500, but whatever. I'm on the way back. I call the dealership. He goes, "We're not gonna sell the car anymore." I go, "What? What do you mean you're not going to sell the car? I waited 6 months. I've called these people. I've texted these people." And he goes, "Well, we're just not prepared. We don't feel comfortable selling this car." I go, "Are you kidding me? You after all this time?" And he goes, "I don't know what to tell you, man." So obviously, I leave a review. I'm like, "These people led me on for 3 months trying to get me this car. Like what?" And it was in like the gold color, and I really love the red interior. So obviously, I wanted the red interior. It was the gold on the red. I was gonna wrap it Yas Marina blue, but didn't end up happening. Again, waited 3 months. Like waited so long, and I'm looking at E30s. I'm just looking at E30s, and because previously I was gonna get that other one, and didn't end up happening. But we looked. Nothing really popped out. People want crazy amounts for E30s. It's only going up. And I decide, you know what, let me start looking in other areas. So I start looking in like northern Florida, almost Georgia, and I find this one car. And it has a black interior and a black exterior. I'm like, okay, I want to paint it either way. I want to paint it or brilliant red. That brilliant rot is German. Brilliant red, um, like the whole car, because that's OEM E30 M3 color. Just a beautiful color, right? So I'm under the impression of that. And before that, actually, we knew we were gonna get an E30 no matter what. We were like, we're gonna get an E30. It doesn't matter where. You know what? This is what we're set on. So we ended up buying an M50, 33,000 miles on the M50, and came. It's in pretty good condition. We're actually on on the way to rebuild it, but you'll see videos. It's currently teared apart right now in the garage. We said, you know what? We're gonna do an M50 turbo build. Shout out to I'm Joel. Biggest inspiration for me out of this whole video. Beautiful car. And then I was looking at the guy. His name on TikTok is Parker, and he just has beautiful E30. Obviously, I wish I had an E30 M3, but I'm not paying $80,000 for that car. Just I don't have the money for that. I don't think anyone has that, but whatever. Anyways, so we're currently in the way of rebuilding it, but we went all the way to basically Atlanta, Georgia. We drove almost 10 to 15 hours. Got up there. Very nice guy. Obviously the car is like 200,000. Schwartz metallic black. Coupe, black interior. that's like what I really wanted, was a coupe with a black interior. That's all I cared about, because coupe, I don't want a sedan. I don't want a four-door car. I want a two-door, and then black interior. It's the best. If you have tan, kudos to you. I don't want tan at all. I wanted black leather, no cloth. So I got a 318 IS, which is the most desirable spec. I'll put a video in the picture of the car here. But it's currently sitting in the driveway. The paint is rough, which is fine because we're gonna respray it. But I just want to give this video as context to everything that's happened. It has been the craziest loop I've ever seen. I've never, ever, ever thought that I would have an E30. If you asked me a year ago and told me I was going to have an E30, I would tell you that you're insane. As a 16-year-old, that car is like 3-4 times my age. I never thought I would ever have that car. I'm very, very, very grateful for it. But I'm going to say something that's probably going to lead on to a future video. Before I was really too into cars, there would always be this light blue BMW that I just loved. Like, I'd see it driving around, I'd see it parked, and it was very fascinating to me. Beautiful color. But I forgot about it because I stopped going in that area where it was. And I recently drove in that area, and I figured out it was a Laguna Seca Blue E46 M3. In my area. Does not run. I have never seen it move in the past 6 months. Gray interior, manual, 6-speed. I did look in the window, so that's how I know that. But, I mean, I just think about it. It's not too far, so it would be a very nice car on the channel to have, but that's for future sakes. If my video can gain traction, I would love to have that on the channel, but anyways, I'm looking at sort of running some sort of channel where it's kind of like, flipping cars till I can get my dream E46 M3 or something like that. Drop your suggestions in the comments below. But a like and subscribe would be very appreciated. There's going to be many videos about the E30 coming out because this is the biggest build I've ever done or I've ever seen in my area. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, like and subscribe. Thank you. And thank you to Sophia for editing my video.